Okay, it looks like we took their defense away from them. The back is kind of open, so they have no place to retreat back to. We're going to push this right-hand side right in front of the cameras. We're going to try to take the two walls right off the bat. Now, in front of the wall, they have a wall that has pipe and stuff. We're thinking they're going to take that. We have that sweet spotted. You know what I mean by sweet spotted?
Correct.
Shooting those holes. Okay, we have that place sweet spotted. We're going to try to run Darryl up the middle. Then we're going to come middle and slant back to the inside and come around this side.
I've got the captain of the NA Express here right now. Al, maybe you can tell the viewers just a little bit about what your strategy is against the Ironmen in this game.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 men and we're going to hold the left side. We're going to take 4 men and put them down in the center. We're going to push the right side, and hopefully we'll put enough pressure on the bunkers on the right side that the center will be able to crawl through and break the center, and that way we can sweep across the field.
Team Ironmen, a pro-power paintball team from California, taking on the New England Express, a gaggle of wily veterans who play a counter-punching game right to the end. Game is on, and it is paintball.
Rage, with the exception of 2 players set up deep. Those 2 players went far up the tape line to the 45-yard line.
Smiling inset shots of John O'Brien and Julian Forge of Express back at their flag station.
And that's where Express is. It seems to be that they have zoned out. There's Marty Bush of the Ironmen. The Ironmen are moving forward. Marty just slid into one of the bunkers at the 40-yard line of the Ironmen.
1995 World Paintball Championships are brought to you by National Paintball Supply, the leader in paintball products with the player in mind. You've just been looking at some pretty hot paintball action. Hi, everybody. Welcome to ESPN's coverage of the 1995 World Paintball Championships being held in Paintball World in Orlando, Florida. I'm David Sparks, and with me is the editor of Paintball Sports Magazine, Jerry Braun. Jerry, we got some pretty good action going on between 2 teams who have been there, a coast-to-coast battle.
We do. We have the Ironmen from California, former world champions, been on top for the last 5 years, and New England Express, a venerable, wily old group of paintball players who are certainly going to give them a challenge.
One team is kind of an attack team and the other is a hold team.
That's true. The Ironmen are a power team, and this is a good field for them in terms of getting the angles, getting the shots, and getting position on the field. But they're playing a team that knows how to defend and knows how to blunt those kinds of attacks. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes.
A classic battle. Talk for a second, Jerry, about the issue of safety.
Well, as you see, there's an awful lot of action here, but this game is a safe game. All players and all referees are required to wear ear and eye protection. We have very, very few injuries compared to other sports. And in fact, the insurance companies allow even 12-year-olds to play this game in general open class games. It's a very, very safe game.
It's safe, it's hot, it's action, and we'll be back with more action in just a second.
Be a part of the world's fastest growing sport, paintball, and come to National Paintball Supply, where you'll find a huge selection of masks, guns, paintballs, and much more, as well as a knowledgeable staff and, of course, the best prices. So why not take aim for National Paintball Supply, where you'll be sure to hit your target. Call 1-800-346-5615.
Want to play paintball? Here's where. In New York, Survival New York and Paintball Long Island. In St. Louis, Wacky Warriors. In Orlando, Paintball World. In Pittsburgh, Urban Assault. In Atlanta, Paintball Atlanta and Wildfire Paintball. And in Los Angeles, Hidden Valley Paintball Park.
Only one magazine covers the world of paintball. Paintball Sports Magazine. Paintball Sports Magazine takes you to the game fields in the United States, Canada, Europe, Latin America, and the Far East. Have your credit card handy and call.
There's Al Podafley. He's way up front. All of his team is way behind him with the exception of Pete Poutre. Just 2 of them up there. His strategy was to crash this side. So here comes Clayton from the Ironmen.
Swing in front of the guys that you're behind. Swing in front of the guys you're behind, little Chris.
By the way, that's a pretty good shot of the loader there. That holds 150 paintballs, which you need since these guns are semi-automatic.
They also travel quite a distance, about 150 to 175 feet.
In the 1995 Paintball World Championships, some players will favor shooting a light, bright-colored shelled paintball, while others will be shooting a dark-colored shell paintball. Gino, why is that?
Well, see, Jerry, the lighter balls are much easier to trace, when the darker balls are much harder to see.
All right, so I would favor a light ball if I was a shooter because I could see my shot, and I would favor the dark ball if I was a shooter because the target wouldn't be able to see it coming in.
Absolutely.
Well, light or dark, when the paint hits, it goes splat. Now, Jerry, does that hurt?
It can sting. If you'll notice, the Ironmen are coming up toward their 45-yard line, getting a good sweep of the field. You look at how deep the Express are. There's Al Podafley.
Why doesn't he start retreating at this point, then?
Because then they concede the middle entirely. There's Pete Poutre, even with Al, firing from the bushes, but the two of them cannot mount an effective offense. There's John O'Brien again from the flag station. This field is roughly
600 feet long by 240 feet wide. So just a little bit twice the size, a little bit over twice the size of a football field.
The Ironmen just keep pressing forward.
And that bunker means that the Ironmen are on about their 45-yard line. Remember, they're wearing pink armbands and the Express are wearing green. And by the way, he just got hit, so that means that the Express just got 3 points. Speaking of scoring, 3 points for each man eliminated. First flag pull is 10 points. Flag hang is 60 points for a total of 100 points.
Are you in your bunker? Yes, sir. Listen, Marty. Stop playing right behind you.
Al's been hit on the Express. Captain of the Express has been hit.
3 points apiece at this point. And let's take a slow motion look at that hit again. Taking a look, there's Al Podafley. And bang! There goes that paintball exploding on him. And that means that he is out, and the score is tied.
There's Marty Bush of the Ironmen at the bunker at the 50-yard line. If you look, you can see that Marty has command of the entire field with the two bunkers behind him. Marty has made it to the 50 uncontested. There's Pete Poutre. Pete Poutre of New England Express on his 40. He has been hit.
You're looking at the number of players remaining on each team, which means Ironmen have 6 points, Express have 3.
There's Richard Iacano. Richard is a co-captain of Express, the green team, and he is backing up. He's got no choice. That's all he can do.
Important at this point to talk about the amount of communication that goes on, Jerry.
We got another hit. John O'Brien of the Express has been hit and is out.
Ironmen 9 players. Express have 7. That means the score is 9-3 in favor of Ironmen.
There's Chris Barr firing. You notice that Express is staying in their zone. They are not communicating with each other at all. The Ironmen just moved beyond their 50-yard line. Here is John O'Brien coming out.
An excellent chance to talk about the safety of the goggles.
You see that right now. The goggles protect the eyes. They are necessary to referees and players. They are what keep the game safe.
And there's Chris Barr shooting once again. Okay, so you're looking at all this action, and you got to ask yourself, what's it like being a referee in the middle of all of this hot and tumultuous action?
We're looking for basically the rushes. Usually the games end up with a big rush. You have to try and separate the players that are hit from the players that are clean. A lot of times it happens so fast that one player says, I shot this player first. No, I shot him first. We have to watch for that. Watch for the unobvious hits on players. A lot of times they get hit, they have no idea about it. They're hitting the pouches and the top of the head somewhere. May come off of a tree. Want to make sure that all the calls are clean, consistent. We want to make sure that when we do make our call, that it's within the guidelines. You know, want to make sure that they have the size of a quarter spot on them. You know, the paint has to accumulate to a quarter.
Any players ever have a tendency to try and cover being hit? As in not admit to it?
I've seen it happen. I have seen it happen. I can't necessarily say it's always intentional. A lot of times the player honestly doesn't know he's hit, but you do at times find the player that wants to push the rules, yes, and that's something else that we have to look for.
Are you guys as popular as the refs in other sports?
Twice as popular. We sure are. You know, the players really like to get to know the refs. I don't know if it's a mind thing, if they want to make sure that we're on their side or not. But yes, we get a lot of notoriety, that's for sure.
As refs, are you guys all former players?
We were all players of a pro team. We played for the Jacksonville Warriors. We've been on the pro tournament circuit now for approximately 4 years. So, you know, we know the guys that are playing, they know us, and hopefully it'll make our job a little bit easier.
Well, as opposed to being the guys in stripes, I like the new concept, the guys in splotches. Good luck.
Thank you, Dave.
England, it's very popular. You've got about 500 teams, all leagues set up in about 110 teams. We basically took the lead from the Americans with regard to tactics and techniques, but now we've caught up with them, and basically we're on a par.
When I think of jolly old England, I think of squash, cricket, etc. I don't get why you came up with all the guys to play paintball. Why?
Well, basically because we respond to the same sort of things as you do. We both like to go out and hunt, and we both like to go out and shoot paint.
Serious guy playing a worldwide sport. That's a lot of fun. Jerry, the telestrator.
It looks as though you can see the Ironmen have position very, very well. They're across the 50-yard line. They're moving on Express. Express, the green team, is still in their zones and still backed far, far into their territory.
Ironmen on top, 9-3. Basically, Jerry, this is an adaptation of the old kids game, Capture the Flag.
You're mailing out!
He is going to be the rabbit. If he's not hit, he's going to be the rabbit.
Guy, the tape's still there. I got a guy in from the tape.
Don't every camera go
deep.
on him.
I got two guys deep on the left.
They're going to be moving.
Got him out, Jay.
You got an iron. They're going to be moving.
Converting the count to score, it's Ironman 12, Express 3.
There goes what? There goes what? Eliminate. Got him out, Jay.
There goes Youngblood. Youngblood of the Ironmen. There's Rainey Boucher, fairly deep, firing away.
How we doing?
As we see all these paintballs going out, what happens to those? Do those lay in the field, Jerry, or do they biodegrade?
Well, they are biodegradable. There's Bob Long of the Ironmen. He's out, so the score is now
12-6.
You can see Express is being pushed back by the Ironmen. Pink team is on a roll. They are moving in terms of the players. There's a player where the X was marked. Moving on. Here comes Rainey Boucher. Rainey just took out Captain Bob Long of the Ironmen. He himself has been taken out. Express is down to 5 players.
That means that the score is 15-6.
The Ironmen offensive continues unabated.
The Ironmen, they both got hit. Yeah, well.
Gun plug is in for safety. Gun cannot be discharged. And now there's another Ironman player hit, Dirk Gadberry. The score is 15-9.
When sports, Dirk coming up to the scoring table. He's got a goggle shot. He's registering his elimination. Another Ironman is out.
Just as a reminder for all this action in the forest, the Ironmen are wearing pink armbands. They're coming from the right. The Express coming from the left are wearing green.
See him, Bob. They're showing perspective. That's good.
Score was Ironman 18-12, now 21-12.
They're sweeping in from all directions. They have the Express and the green team on the left cornered.
Talk to me, brother. Right in front of me? Right. Always has to do. That flag in there. Right in front of me? Right. Always has to do. That flag in there. Right there, you're
Okay. Darrell Trent still firing, still keeping the Express players, the Express defenders cornered. Grab and a miss, another grab. Well, Clayton's got the flag now.
Okay, there's 10 points.
The Ironmen are starting to sweep the field.
Okay, you just saw Clayton checking his watch. Obviously, he knows that he's got the time on his hands to get that flag back. After all, each game is 20 minutes. Now, obviously, he feels safe in that all members of Express, in his mind, have been eliminated.
Into the game. Check everybody.
Sweep it up, guys.
Check everybody. Check.
I got you.
On the other hand, if all the Express have been eliminated, that means that Ironmen have 30 points for body count, also 10 points for the first flagpole, bringing the total to 40 points.
It's important to keep in mind that any Express that's out there poses a danger, not only in terms of points, but also in terms of maybe having slipped through the Ironmen's line. If they slipped through and got the Ironmen's flag, you notice Shane at the express flag station. He's at the express flag station to stop any potential hang by express.
Come down here, I want you to
When that flag is hung, it'll be 60 points for the Ironmen, bringing their total to 100, which is the maximum points allowable. You can't do much better than that, Jerry.
Not at all. And you notice that the referees are checking Marty Bush, but Marty was the one that was checking Clayton. And he was checking Clayton only because if Clayton had a hit on him, not only would he be eliminated, but the referees would hang the flag back at the Express's flag station, and the Ironmen would have to go back and get it.
What are they doing?
Checking through the field, make sure nobody's left alive.
Oh, they have to do that, huh? More points?
The field has been swept. The Ironmen know that they've got it won, that the Express have been completely eliminated, and they're pretty happy about it. There's Shane and Darrell walking off.
A textbook game on the part of the Ironmen, showing how a power team can roll to a maximum win, Jerry.
And they did that in great fashion. They established the position. They slanted when they should.
Hold on, Pete. Everyone clean?
He has just hung the flag,
which is 60 points. Jubilation leads to the ritualistic dance, which is normally done in the end zone. What was it back in Cincinnati? It was the Icky Shuffle? I don't remember, but John Travolta, he is not.
Yeah, I would suggest Clayton keep his day job.
Final score, Ironman 100, Express 12. As we just said, a terrific game. That's it, and we'll be right back.
What do you really think was the best part of that?
Well, remember I told you about the G spots? I mean, the sweet spots we had. We got 2 of them right off the bat. We had those sweet spots covered. They ran right into the flow.
This is on your right-hand side now,
on
correct?
our side, right. Then we started pushing up real heavy. You know, then we crisscrossed the middle like a slant. Everything worked to key. We lost a few guys. They got a little sloppy right at the end because they were trying to, you know how the team is. After they get those first couple eliminations, they blow right through, and that's how we lost a few guys.
Well, congratulations. It looked like a very, very good game.
Thank you.
They played you hard, though.
Yep.
You did a good job.
It was exciting.
Good luck, Bob.
Thank you.
Okay.
Neither the Ironmen nor New England Express are known as a speed team. They both got off the mark quickly, and they both moved out. The difference was the Ironmen kept going. They kept pushing forward. They kept probing. The Express, with the exception of Al Podafley and Pete Poutre, stopped. You see Marty Bush up at the 50-yard line bunker before 4 minutes into the game. The Express, by contrast, stopped. You can see them. They stopped. They zoned out.
Nicely done, Jerry. By the way, the 1995 World Paintball Championships are brought to you by National Paintball Supply, the leader in paintball products with the player in mind. That's going to do it from Orlando. Hope you enjoyed the 1995 World Paintball Championships, everybody. For my broadcast partners, Jerry Braun and Fred Schultz, I am David Sparks, saying we enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.